Thank you. A family is mourning the sudden death of a child this morning following a shootout on the city's north side. Police say 4 people were shot, including 2 kids, when someone inside a car opened fire on a group already dealing with the loss of another family member. This happened in the 3900 block of Graceland Avenue near the corner of 38th and Meridian. Sunrise reporter Carrie Klein is there this morning with the latest. Carrie, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Naomi. This neighborhood is slowly starting to wake up after the morning after a deadly shooting here that left that child dead. This neighborhood very quiet, and by daylight we're now able to see it's a very nice, peaceful neighborhood. Many homes, very well maintained. Really the only sign this morning that something even went wrong here, the shattered glass here on the ground right in front of the house. But over here, this is where the family was gathered last night, mourning the loss of the matriarch of their family, Miss Zelma Hutchins. She had died earlier last week from health problems, and the family is preparing to bury her this coming Wednesday. Now, this family is planning the funeral of another family member. Now, this all happened last night around 8:30 in the middle of that family gathering as they were mourning and grieving the loss. Police say a car drove by and fired multiple shots from multiple guns. 2 adults and those 2 children were hit. They were all rushed to local hospitals, but one of those children died from their injuries. And while police are not releasing identities of the victims yet, they do say the child that was killed was a boy around the age of 9 to 11 years old. Now, in the midst of the chaos, the 10-Point Coalition was called in to help manage the scene. Reverend Charles Harrison is the president of 10-Point. He joined us live earlier this morning on Sunrise to talk about the situation here last night, what they think may have caused the violence, and what it took to calm things down.
Well, there was a lot of praying. I think there's 3 or 4 times last night we had prayer with the family because the family was angry, very angry. People were calling out, the name of Christ, pleading to God for God to do something about all this madness. So at that point, we started praying with the family. And we haven't spent a lot of time in this neighborhood up until, the last month or so, where we have had 2 other shootings, and certainly we had the 3rd one last night where another person was killed. So there's something going on in the neighborhood. We're hearing about turf wars. We're hearing about people fighting over drug trafficking in this neighborhood. So something is going on, and we have to get to the bottom of what it is.
And back out here live, you're looking at balloons, a sign of the fact that this violence is real and it is tearing apart families. These are balloons that family members just left moments ago to honor and commemorate the loss of that young boy that was shot and killed here last night. Now, Reverend Harrison is calling for all local pastors to come here to the 3900 block of Graceland today at 4 o'clock as they walk and canvass the neighborhood in prayer. As he says, he believes someone in this neighborhood knows what happened, knows who did this, and it is going to take the community to come together to find this person and to turn them in. If you have any information that can be helpful to police, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 262-TIPS. And Naomi, an update on the other 3 victims. At last check, they all received fairly minor injuries, and we're told they are expected to make a full recovery. But this is just the beginning of the healing process here in this neighborhood, and the family members that came by earlier to leave those balloons, they did not want to go on camera, but just communicated to us the gravity of the pain that they are going to after losing their grandmother and now losing her grandson in the span of such a short period of time.
And Carrie, we certainly hope that those pastors coming together can convince that person to come forward, anyone who knows something. Carrie, thank you so much.